Okay, so today is November the 19th, and or rather I should say tonight. And I'm out here in the greenhouse uh, working. I got some orchids marked down and from Walmart. They had busted pots, and I was able to get the manager to mark them down. And I got three different kinds. There are three different colors, I should say. They're all Phalaenopsis orchids, and they were in some tight little pots. Let me see. These little pots, and they were pretty much root bound. There wasn't much material left in there. They were in this, which is standard, this coarse bark. And anyway, so I bought three of them, and I've never really cared for them much or took care of them. I've always liked them, but kind of not sure how to care for them 100%. I know in the wild they're epiphytic, meaning they grow in the trees. Their roots are exposed to a lot of air. They don't like sitting in water, but they're in high humidity areas. For right now, I had this old piece of tree trunk, and it's actually kind of hollowed out in the back. It was a tree that woodpeckers had lived in, and when it fell, it busted, so you see the back's kind of hollow. But for right now, I have cleaned the roots. I've watered them real good. I soaked them in some of that water out of my fish tank that's really rich, and I've kind of wired them to this particular one. Really love that. If you just look at the details, they're really cool flowers. But this one has two flowering stems, and I'm hoping the roots will eventually take hold to this. But because of the way they were root bound and probably overwatered quite a bit and then let to dry all out, the roots were in sad shape. And although some of these are green, they were like almost pinched off at the point where they, especially these ones that look yellow, they were coming out of the center of the plant. And they were the ones that probably got the most water, but probably got waterlogged, and they were the tightest packed. And you see there's damage there. Anyway, I had to cut a bunch of root off. I'm a research. I think you can start some from these air roots. I'm not sure. If you see this and you know more about it than I do, which wouldn't take much, but if you know for sure how to do that, chime in and let me know. But I've got that one there. And of course, here a while back I made a video on this orchid. This is a Cattleya orchid, a whole different variety. I have not seen it flower yet. There's a picture of the flower up there, and they look limp, but they're very sturdy. It's just the way they're hanging. I've actually got new growth poking through the moss, and I did the same thing with these. I cleaned them out of the pot, and I spread the roots, the air roots, on this piece of wood, but I did put some moss, and that's where I put the water. I'll get a little cup of this fish water every so often, not too often, and just kind of pour it in there and let the moss kind of soak some of it up. I'm wondering if I need to do the same thing with these. Maybe in a few days, pull the wire, pack some moss, a little bit of moss behind them. That's something to kind of help hold some moisture. The other one for right now, I didn't have a piece of wood for it, and she is just hanging up here in this wire basket with her roots exposed. But I'll keep them. I'll come by with a mister, a bottle, and spritz them quite often. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful? I love these things. And well, the heater kicked in. So, and it's got another stem here that's just about ready to burst out. So it's also got two flowering stems on it, like the other one. And so I thought about getting a piece of that cocoa mat and just put a small piece of it underneath that thing. Maybe a little bit of moss around it to kind of, and just let the roots go ahead and hang down, but something to kind of hold some moisture in there for it without getting too wet. Coming back to my third one. Now this little baby was, is in pretty rough shape. The flowers are all wilty looking. When they're in full bloom, they're going to be pretty cool. Look at that. It's like white fangs on the bottom side. But I don't know if these flowers will perk up or if I'll lose them, and just maybe next year, if I keep the plant healthy, it'll do its thing again. But I have been working on this little burned out stump of a bush, and so I've got it wired to this kind of as a, let me back up, kind of like a table ornament type setup. And the roots are wrapped around it. I've got it wired on also. So pretty cool little piece there, I think, when it gets if these things will get settled in and I can take care of them, then I'm hoping this will look pretty cool. The roots will just grab onto this and get a pretty nice little piece. It may be that orchid will outgrow that little stump. I was really going to put a smaller type of orchid, and that may be in the future. We may change things up. But anyway, just wanted to show these, what I've got going on today in the greenhouse. Always willing to try something new. And let's see, got a tag. Them didn't have tags or anything on them. This is what that one is, but that's the Cattleya orchid. Orchids are a whole world that I probably don't even want to get all the way into, but I do like them, and I wanted to get a few, try my hand with them. I think these are awesome. I know they're common, they're sold everywhere, but that doesn't mean they're not beautiful. There's a reason why they're sold everywhere. People love them, but most people I've known that got them, they didn't stay alive long. They don't know how to care for them. And I'm hoping to learn more about how to care for them. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful weekend where you're at. And Thanksgiving's coming up. Y'all have I wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving, good times with your family. Spend some time with your plants. God bless.